Oh my god.
I think both you and the guy on the other side of me were crying.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, dudes are crying here.
that was like maybe.
I think he might have been more excited than you though. The guy on the other side of me.
Okay, yeah.
He was so into it.
This is like maybe not all of the movie, but definitely those moments where like there is genuine emotion between two men, and not
in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. You know,
not in a pressured
not
way.
Not the ironic, like, oh, this is kind of gay.
No,
like,
no. This is
genuine emotion.
Genuine emotion, yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to the SpoilerCast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. Because it's the SpoilerCast, you know? My name is Tobias, and with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello!
Hello! And in today's episode, we are talking about the long-awaited Top Gun sequel, Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
Starring Tom Cruise and a bunch of other people, but mostly Tom Cruise.
Put on the poster, Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. It's a Top Gun movie. You know the deal. They fly a bunch of planes. There's a lot of hot temperaments. There's cool music. You know, there's a little bit of love. It's basically Top Gun.
Yeah. You know, with new faces.
Yeah, sort of.
Well, there is one that looks very much like one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Which I could call great casting, though.
Yes. So we're just gonna go straight into the discussion. Oh, but first, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube or any other platform that we're on all the major platforms. You're listening to it for free, of course, but you're also listening to it on Saturday, the 27th? 7th? Yeah.
I think? Or 8th or something?
Whatever. You're listening to this on Saturday.
Something.
Unless you listen to this many, many years later. But if you are supporting us on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene, you would have been listening to this on Wednesday, the 25th already. Yes. You see, we're releasing this one early, as we do with some episodes. So if you want to get early access to episodes, exclusive episodes every week, and monthly commentary tracks, plus a bunch of other stuff, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Now we got that out of our way, we can talk about Top Gun Maverick.
Well, I just want to make a small disclaimer as well. You might hear my boyfriend coughing in the background. I'm very sorry about that. Can't really make him disappear.
Okay, we get it. You got a boyfriend. Good for you.
That's not what I meant. I'm just saying. He's loud.
Well,
but yes,
you've never given that disclaimer before.
Well, he's coughing extra today, so.
Okay. Anyway.
Top Gun. Maverick.
Yes. We saw it. It was.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Let's hear it. What did you think of Top Gun Maverick?
It was fantastic. It was what I have wanted for so long of any movie I've seen in theater or on screen in general for the last, it feels like 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're saying this is the best movie you've seen in 10 years?
No. But it's the kind of movie I've been missing since, well, to be honest, since Marvel ruined it.
Since Marvel? Oh, since Marvel ruined it. Because it was like, if it's since Marvel, well, then you can watch 3 times every year. Huh?
Yeah, no. God, no. Since Marvel ruined cinema for me.
Okay.
This is what I've been longing for. This is proper... I want to say old school, but I'm not sure that's the right word. But like, standard blockbuster movie.
No, there's definitely an old school feeling to this, and not
I guess that is true.
Not just because of nostalgia and everything, which there's plenty of nostalgia and fan service in this.
Sure.
But just the style of movie. The style they use and the subject matter, it's very, very old school. But in a good way, I would say. They definitely captures the feeling of the original, and dare I say, make a better movie than the original.
Yes. This is one of the few times I can honestly say the sequel is better.
Yeah.
Even though I to be honest, I haven't seen the original in a while. I started rewatching it the other day, but I didn't finish because it was too late and I got tired.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since 2019 when we did an episode on it, because that's when the first trailers for this movie was released.
So we've been waiting.
We've been waiting. And I remember us both liking the movie, but honestly not really seeing the hype over it.
No.
I guess it was kind of a you had to be there kind of thing.
I think, when it happened, we were too young and we saw it too late kind of thing.
Well, we weren't too young.
No, but like when it released. Were we even alive when it released?
We weren't alive. You were definitely alive.
I was way too young.
I wasn't even alive either. I think it was made in 86.
Right.
So, yeah. It was 3 years before I was born.
So yeah, we weren't there kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Top Gun Maverick, though. Yes, I agree. This was a very, very good movie. It was a proper blockbuster.
Yes.
That
the way they should be.
Yeah. I haven't seen a blockbuster like this since I can't even remember when.
Exactly.
Because and not just like the obvious thing is like, first of all, no CGI. I mean, there's probably some CGI involved, but like all the
air time is real.
Was real, yeah. And even with the actors, probably for the most part, there's a lot of shots of, especially Tom Cruise in the jet as they're flying around. But not just that, it wasn't like non-stop explosions and punching and action. There were there weren't really any, fighting until the last 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
Before that, it was all just, it was training, so we had a lot of flying around and big action, nail-biting stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, it didn't give you a headache.
No.
It was just very well made, nail biting action stuff to cool music, and then a lot of character building. Even though a lot of the characters were shortchanged, but the characters that mattered, they were properly fleshed out. Yeah. And one thing, I guess maybe it's a little early to get into little details, but did you notice how many times the camera just lingered on everyone's face?
Yes.
Not even when they're talking, maybe just to see them see them thinking or reacting. Yeah. It wasn't just cut. No, the camera rested and let us watch things happen as they happened.
Even though they're 10 people having a conversation, we still get to see everyone taking their time.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. Or the fact that sometimes it was only looks that told the story.
Oh,
yes.
Whenever they put the mask on in the airplanes.
Well, they're still talking to each other.
Yeah, but there's no emotion except for through the eyes. So,
I was
some
thinking,
of them failed with, though, to be honest.
I was thinking more of when Tom Cruise, he puts on the nice suit and goes to talk to Jennifer Connolly. Yeah. And we don't know if he is kicked off Top Gun or if he's going to be team leader for the mission. So he goes and he tells her, but we don't hear what he says because he whispers it to her, and we just see her, and she reacts is she sad that he's leaving or is she scared that he got the? I don't know. It was what the fuck is going on? And then it was oh shit, yeah, he got it, yeah. Spoilers, I suppose. Sorry.
Well,
I could probably.
I mean.
Yeah.
I kind of figured because he was wearing that suit. You wouldn't really wear that if you've been dishonorably discharged.
I guess not.
Then you'd kind of be out on your ass more than just than dressing up in your finest and saying goodbye to your girl.
But it was and you also knew you were never surprised by anything
except for one thing. There was one thing that fucking surprised me. When he crashed.
Oh. Yeah. Well, yes, I mean surprised, but I was. What I'm
Because
trying to say is
I didn't check the time, so I didn't know if the movie was over there. I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
is this the end?
yeah.
Holy shit.
But I mean, you were never surprised, but that didn't ease the tension.
Oh no.
It was because it was so well choreographed and well directed that even when you knew everyone was gonna be fine, you knew no one was gonna die. Spoilers, but I mean, we all know this is lighthearted action like movie.
This is Tom Cruise like doing his dream project sort of. Yeah. It's a happy ending. It's everyone's good and golly by the end. It's just impeccable. Like,
and still when they go on the second the mission starts, I was like, oh shit, 10 stops. Like, okay, this is it. This is fucking it, you know?
It looked like you were biting your nails at one point.
I'm not really, but yeah, it was just that's the other thing that was so good about this, the directing.
Oh yes,
like Joseph Kosinski. This is like his third movie. He's done Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and this, which is insane. I think he did like commercials before that or music videos or something.
He did Only the Brave.
Oh really? What's that?
A group of elite firefighters who risk everything to protect the town from a historic wildfire. Oh, it's one of those. I think, is that? Yeah, Miles Teller is in that one. So he's worked with Miles Teller and Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's made 4 movies.
Yeah.
But
that's
still.
One of those, you know, when they started doing a lot of like real life heroes kind of thing with firefighters and oil rig workers and policemen and stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's done 4 movies.
Yeah, but still, like this was so well. I mean, everything was so tight and so controlled. I
mean, I guess Tom Cruise had some saying in it, so like he probably poked at a lot of things. Some things.
What do you mean?
Like, there's a note on the trivia that he didn't like the shirtless beach football montage because, I don't know, he just didn't find the first version good enough. So they had to reshoot it because Tom Cruise didn't find it good enough. So he probably poked at a few things.
Yeah, but I don't think... Okay. I don't think that had anything to do with directing the dogfight scenes.
Oh, no.
That's mainly what I was thinking about, not the scenes where they're sitting and talking.
Okay, yeah, sure. I meant the entire movie, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I mean, when you're talking about precision direction, you're not talking about people sitting in a room.
No, that's true.
Anyway. Back to my point, before I was so rudely interrupted. I'm kidding. Like I said, most of it isn't even them in like combat with other planes. It's just them training, but it was still so nerve-wracking to watch and so exciting. Every turn, every time they sped past the camera, it was so well made.
Oh yes. I wrote in my Letterboxd review that you could almost feel the G-force.
Oh,
it was so well made.
Yeah. But then also they I think they also what really captured the feeling of this like old school movie was that it was a pretty simple script.
Yeah.
Like there was no like weird like intricate. There was no MacGuffins. There was no like this person and that person. It was there's drama over here, drama over there. No, it was all centered on Tom Cruise's character Maverick and Goose's son Rooster, played by Miles Teller.
Yeah.
And their story mainly.
And then the mission.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know, it was so it was so well put together. Directing, editing, everything just worked. Like I can't think of anything that didn't fit in to the movie. They even managed to squeeze in a love story with a character that not a character from the first movie, because everyone's been in Arrested Development for 36 years. No, there's been stuff going on between movies where he went to both Iraq wars, and he worked as a Top Gun instructor for a few years, but he got fired.
Wasn't it
from that.
2 months?
Yeah. And then he had a fling with Penny from the bar. Was not a character in the old movie, which was just a character like sometime during the 90s, I suppose, or 2000s. And when they reintroduced her, first was like, shit, do I need to remember who this is? Jennifer Connelly's character? But no, that's a new character, which is nice. That it's not just them picking up where they left off 36 years ago. Like, things have happened in between. And managed to still work that into the script fairly well. I mean, I don't really see what the point was of that romance subplot. It wasn't like
they
really
felt like they
anywhere.
needed. No, they just wanted some romance in it.
Yeah, because it's an 80s movie, so you need your romance.
Yeah, the hero's gotta have a girl. Like,
yeah, and I guess it was a place for him at some points to vent emotionally.
Yes.
So Jennifer Connelly, while she gets just the short end of the stick, so to speak, she doesn't have a lot to do in the movie. I still think she did a good job with what little she had to work with.
Oh yeah, and her character was developed. We got to know a lot about her through nothing, basically.
Yeah. So
I have like,
this is one of those movies.
2 mini details that bothered me.
Oh?
In the entire movie. It was one shot in the love story bit. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was just that lingered a little bit too long, like 20 seconds too long on them talking about something that we didn't care about. Like 20 seconds though.
Okay.
And then the credit song, or like the end song, was terrible.
What, the...
Hold your hand, hold my hand. Or
you didn't like the Lady Gaga song?
No, that's Lady Gaga?
Yeah, that's the Lady Gaga song.
I didn't like that one, no.
Okay. I've just heard that from, like, I was listening to the official SF, that's our cinema chain.
Oh yeah, the
Sweden.
podcast?
I was listening to their podcast, and they were like, so obviously they were biased, and they had to sell the movie, because the first episode that they made was about Top Gun, Maverick, and Top Gun. And they were like talking about the song, and like, yeah, do you think it's going to be like Oscar winner? And they were, yep, maybe. Yeah, and after hearing it, no. I didn't think it was bad, though, but it didn't really care about it.
The lyrics were kind of, like, I don't know, it didn't feel like properly made.
You know what it was? It was very simple. It was a love song. An 80s love song.
Half of it was like, hold my hand, hold my hand, hold my hand. Like, okay, we get it. Hold your hand. I'll hold it. Shut up.
Yeah, but that was just at the end.
That was just the end. Like I said, 2
Yeah.
mini details that bothered me. The rest of the movie was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
It was... I was almost in tears when he and Iceman had their talk. Whenever they were in the plane, I was like, this is so exciting.
I didn't think Val Kilmer was going to be in this movie. I think they were just going to, show his picture, and that would be it, because of his illness.
So he is sick.
Yeah, he can't talk anymore.
Oh.
Oh, right.
But he wanted to. He probably wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm glad he was in the movie. But it was almost like... Yeah, anyway. I'm happy he was in there.
Yeah,
even though
it worked.
Even though that character was never really my favorite, or I never really saw the whole Iceman Maverick thing.
No, me neither.
I was like Goose more than Iceman in the original.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice to see him, and it was a very, very good scene. They managed to squeeze a very nice scene out of what could have been very sentimental. And
yes.
I mean, it is to some extent, but for the most part, it was just
in
a
good
nice
way,
scene.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to say except for I loved it. This is 5 out of 5. I said it on the train. It's practically the best movie I've seen this year.
Practically?
I mean, there are... I mean, I've seen some movies this year that are from other years, and it's apples and oranges.
But is there any movie you've seen this year that is better than this?
As an orange? Yes.
Huh?
If both are apples, no.
What did you say? You didn't hear?
Like, if you're comparing them as apples and oranges, yes, there is one movie
we're just comparing movies.
But
so yeah.
I will definitely rewatch this one 100 times over compared to anything else I've ever seen this year.
But what else have you seen this year that was better?
Pig is fantastic.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was from last year. I thought it was going to say Licorice Pizza, because that was...
Well, no, I gave that one...
came out this year. So.
I gave that one a star less than I did Top Gun.
Yeah.
I mean, I did give The Lost City 5 stars as well, but this one's better. That is also fantastic, but in a whole other way. And they're not comparable.
Okay.
Like, you can't.
No, I guess not. I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing it's not a 5 out of 5 anyway, for me.
Not in your book, definitely not.
No.
Because you won't like the story.
Probably not, yeah. And I have nothing to complain about. There was nothing to complain about in the movie.
No.
I even like that. Did you realize that the first 20 minutes of this movie is just Tom Cruise riding a motorcycle, flying a plane, then standing in an office talking to a superior officer, then driving his motor and being like, "Oh, you're a wild card. You're being crazy. Scolded. We're gonna fire you. Your time is up. The future's gonna leave you behind. Blah blah blah." And then he drives his motorcycle, and then he stands in an office, and they were like, "I didn't even want you here. You have Iceman to thank for your luck. Blah 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 blah. You're a wild card. We can't trust you." And then him flying a plane. And then like, "Oh, you disobeyed my orders. You're a wild card. I don't like your style. If it was up to me, I would have fired your ass." And then him flying a plane.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it didn't bother me, because that's in a movie like this, that's what you want. The whole movie hinges on the fact that he is a wild card who keeps breaking rules.
And in between that, you had while he was flying the plane, he did something different. He did something new. He did something to break the rules.
Yeah.
And that added enough to be exciting.
And then when they finally fire him, he steals a plane and one-ups everyone in the mission training.
Yeah.
And then he's in an office again, and he's like, "I don't know if I should fire you or commend you. You're a wild card." And it was just like... But it never got tedious. It was nostalgia done the right way, where it didn't feel pandering. It felt like they captured the feeling of an old school action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you throw in some younger actors who are not like teenagers, like new Netflix stars or whatever.
Yeah.
They're still like seasoned actors, but they're younger.
Yeah. I didn't recognize anyone except for Miles Teller and the guy who played the Hangman.
Yeah.
I think I recognized Bob, but I don't know from where. And I don't even know who the Hangman guy is. What he was in.
Glen Powell?
Yeah,
That's Hangman.
Guess. I don't know. Okay.
He's been in...
He
was one of the Expendables.
He was in the Expendables 3, right?
Yeah.
But he must have been in something before that, because that wasn't his first thing, because I recognized him in that as well.
Yeah, no, he has a bunch of other stuff. Oh, God.
Isn't he, like, in TV? Set it up. The bad guys.
Sorry.
Hidden Figures, I suppose, but I don't remember him there.
He's in a bunch of, like,
All right! He has like a blink it and you'll miss him role in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
He's the guy in the stock exchange who's like, "Why are you robbing us? There's no money here." And then he says, "Oh, really? Then why are you here?" "Oh, that's him." And then he sits in the back of the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I know him from.
I think he's been in like a bunch of like American Pie-esque things as well.
No.
Isn't that him?
He was in Sex Ed.
Is that one I'm thinking of?
Fast Food Nation. That's not one of those. The Hottest State, maybe? I don't know what that is.
Maybe I'm might be confusing him with someone else then. But I recognize him.
Yeah.
I've seen him in stuff.
He's not even done much TV that I recognize. I mean, I know CSI Miami and NCIS, but I don't watch that, so... I guess it's Dark Knight Rises and Expendables 3. And then, of course, Miles Teller, we all know, is Whiplash and a bunch of other stuff.
Which was the one casting that I was like, that is grade A casting.
Yeah, they gave him a mustache.
And that made him look like his father. Well,
he looks,
in movie father.
He looks spot on. What's that guy's name?
Oh no.
Anthony Edwards, I think it is. Yeah.
Can't even find him in the cast list of the original for some reason.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Nick Goose Bradshaw. Yeah, it was spot on. That was maybe one thing where I thought the references and nostalgia went a little too far. When he's in the bar, he's got the sunglasses, the mustache, the shirt, and he starts playing Great Balls of Fire, and it's like... I get it, but then it's not just like, oh wow, it's the thing, because it actually triggers a memory for Maverick then, or Tom Cruise.
And they show us when he learned that song, basically.
Which, that was like... But it worked. I mean, they could have picked a different song at least.
I guess.
Because, it was almost like he was doing, Anthony Edwards cosplay at that point.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah. And then I'm wondering, because when is this movie supposed to take place?
I guess this year?
Because, the original came out, we said 1986.
86,
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And at that point, Goose's son, Rooster, I suppose, is supposed to be a year or two? Which means
the memory shot, he looked like he was 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah, well then he's supposed to be pushing 40 in this movie if it takes place this year.
I mean,
and
he was held back for a year.
Yeah, but Miles Teller is...
your age?
2 years older than me.
Yeah.
So, and all the other actors are around that same... I mean, so I'm wondering, because he does not look 40. Is he supposed to be 40, or... That was very strange, when does this movie take place? That is one thing I'm
They're all graduated fighter pilots. They've all been in battle.
Sure.
So they can't be 18 or 20. They have to be 25 or older.
Yeah, because Glen Powell is a year older than me, so I'm guessing all the actors are around my age or younger. So early 30s.
Yeah, and Miles Teller's character was held back 4 years because Maverick pulled out his papers or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So he's 4 years older than the other ones, basically. And I mean, think back, because I thought about this. Back in the days,
Here it says, if you look at Wikipedia, the plot, it says, Test pilot Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell has purposely dodged advancement in rank to continue flying through 36 years of naval service.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to take place this year. That's weird.
Yeah.
I think that's weird, because he looks too young to be 40.
The problem is that we haven't seen today's 30+ aged actors play anything other than teenagers.
I guess. But I mean, I guess this movie was shot in 2019, so he would have been even younger then, and then playing a 40-year-old.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's a little weird to have such young actors, especially him, then play older fighter pilots.
Yeah,
because they look like they're
25.
right out of flight school, so to speak.
I think it's like what looking at kids today, and you're like, yeah, that kid's gotta be like 10 tops, and it's like 15. We don't see the age properly. Also, because, like I said, this generation of actors haven't had an adult face yet.
No, because they're just turning 30.
Yeah, and they all started as teenagers and have been playing teenagers up until they're 28.
I suppose.
Basically.
Yeah.
We haven't had like the Brad Pitt yet. We haven't had a Brad Pitt in that generation yet. Someone who plays just adult people.
Yeah. No,
or
that's true.
Someone who's transitioned properly, like Johnny Depp. We haven't had that yet. We haven't seen that transition yet.
Yeah. Well, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, but where's he now?
Well, he
went a bit crazy, didn't he?
Nah, he took a hiatus.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a movie since Transformers, basically.
Well, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in a movie in 2020. He was in Pieces of a Woman. Anyway, whatever.
You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, sure. It's still weird to see Miles Teller play a 40-year-old or late 30s, like whatever. It's a minor thing.
I thought it worked though.
Sure, but it felt like they were supposed to be like late 20s, early 30s. Not
they did all kind of
pushing 40.
They did all kind of give off that teenager vibe as well because they were all like bickering but at the same time, didn't Tom Cruise and his actors do the same in the first Top Gun? Weren't they all like kind of childish?
Well, yeah, but they were in their late 20s in that movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're going to Top Gun to school,
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, whatever. Past that. The only reason I think I'm not giving this a perfect score is not for anything in the movie, but because of the movie itself. Because it is a sequel. It is a revival sequel that does rely a lot on fan service and nostalgia.
See, I think that doesn't matter. I think this movie can pull in a new crowd without them knowing about the original, really. Like, knowing that it's a sequel is fine.
There was a lot of older people in our crowd.
Sure. But also, we have to keep in mind that we watched it on a kind of odd time. To be honest, we kind of watched it early in the day, sort of. For once. Yeah. No, I think people who haven't seen the original, just knowing that there is one, will be able to watch this, still enjoy it and understand everything. It's not like the nostalgia was crucial to understand what's happening in the movie, really.
No, absolutely not. But it still uses nostalgia.
Sure.
The movie opens with the song from, or the theme from Top Gun, and then switches to Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Which was it was fucking glorious. It was just a random shot, not even like our pilots or Tom Cruise or anyone. It was just random jets taking off from a hangar.
Which is how they did it in the original as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
they mirrored it, but with modern version, kind of thing.
And a lot of good work,
The only thing, I wanted to have one of them like dancing like one does in the original, but they didn't have that.
And also, like, all the trailers did the lonely piano playing the tunes.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Bum, bum. It's pure nostalgia bait.
Sure. But I think this movie works either way. Even if you, like, advertise it as a brand new thing.
Yeah, let's say this was, it was called... fucking, I don't know, Danger Zone, it was called, whatever.
Yeah.
And the characters in the movie did not have relationships dating back 40 years. Like, you didn't have Iceman, you didn't have Rooster's dad having a connection to Maverick. Imagine these are new characters that we get to know, and you have maybe an older like legendary teacher that is supposed to teach them how to fly like him.
Would work.
Everything else is exactly like it is in this movie. You would still enjoy it immensely.
Oh yes,
but it would lack that little bit of oomph that this has, because it is a sequel to Top Gun, and they can play the music, they can do playing football on the beach, they can do the scenes where he drives his motorcycle with the jacket on, you know.
I guess
they handle it very well, but that is, and I'm not saying they do it so much better than most movies do. Like,
oh yes,
like when they in Jurassic World, when they find like the fucking headset that he uses, the night vision head, like it just felt so pandering. It didn't feel pandering here. It felt fun.
Yes.
And like they were having fun with it. And there was a lot of wink wink, like we know, you know.
Yes.
But I still think that is what holds it back from me giving it a perfect score. And also because this was not like a hard hitting movie that, you know, like challenged the viewer and you know in any
there's no moral
story
story or psychological like philosophy or anything. No.
Yeah,
this is
pure entertainment.
Straightforward, pure entertainment.
And as fun as that can be, I mean, I've already given a pure entertainment movie this year a perfect 5. I gave Jackass Forever a perfect 5.
Right.
This wasn't it. At least not for me. Like I'm not saying the movie is bad. It's one of the best movies I've seen. I cried.
You did.
Yeah, when they landed, and without even exchanging a lot of words, Maverick and Rooster just they reconciled.
They embrace.
Yeah, and he forgave him for being involved in his dad dying, and they became friends there. There was and they hugged a little extra long. It was just like
it was a fatherly hug.
And the fact that they managed to fucking get home after all that.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god, it's like, yes, they did it! Oh my god. It was so good. It was so cathartic when they hugged. Oh my god.
My god. I think both you and the guy on the other side of me were crying.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, dudes are crying here.
that was, like, maybe
I think he might have been more excited than you, though, the guy on the other side of me.
Okay, yeah.
He was so into it.
This is like, maybe not all of the movie, but definitely those moments where like there is genuine emotion between two men, and not
in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. You know,
not in a pressured
not
way.
Not in the ironic, like, oh, this is kind of gay.
No. This is pure
genuine emotion.
Genuine emotion. Yeah.
That made at least that scene, and by extension, and this movie became muskelfilm for me.
Oh,
my kind of version of what's it called? Like the Literally Me movies.
Yeah,
or I guess Film Bro movies. So that was goddamn. Or I mean, I even started like before that when Hangman saved them from the Russian, I guess enemy jet. They were Russians. It's obvious.
Well, yeah, they didn't say where they were going,
no,
did they?
Because they don't want to stir up
and
anything.
The enemy was again just dressed in plain black.
Yeah, so we didn't see anything, but it did take
facial
place
features
in a snowy landscape, so I'm
snowy
guessing
mountains,
Russia.
Yes. Well, we do have snowy mountains in other parts of the world as well.
Yes, but I mean...
They even exist in the Middle East, but not like that.
Exactly. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Russia. It's the Russians in the original, so, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a classic American villain.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to have the Russians.
But when he flew in and he blew up the plane and then he flew through the smoke and like, this your captain speaking, I was like, woo!
Even though I warned you.
Yeah, even that guy had like a little redemption arc from being an asshole in the movie. It was so good.
He was
the Iceman of this movie.
He was the Iceman, but he was the Iceman, like, I remember Iceman as being a douchebag, mostly, for some reason.
For most of the movie, he is a douchebag.
And Hangman is as well, but he is also, like, graciously accepting that he was not picked.
Yeah, because everyone is like, that's the whole thing. Also, like slowly but surely, which I think is better done in this, and like better than in other like team up movies. I mean, like Avengers or whatever. Like, they slowly but surely built these kind of disparate characters into a fully functioning team.
Yeah.
So much that when Hangman wasn't picked to even fly, not even be like Maverick's wingman or anything, not even like getting off the ground, just sitting in his plane and be backup. He was like
backup. That's it.
He accepted it.
Yeah, because he understood that was important too. He
let go of his ego and realized that what's best for the mission is that Rooster flies with Goose, and they bring Bob and Phoenix along.
Rooster flies with Goose. I wish.
What?
You said Rooster flies with Goose.
He did. He was his wingman.
With Goose? Goose is dead.
Oh, no, sorry. No. Sorry, yeah. No, Rooster flies with Maverick.
He kind of did flew with Goose because he didn't talk to him. He's like, Dad, talk to me. Just like Maverick says, Goose, talk to me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cute.
Yeah. So,
yes, all the characters. I mean, sure, we didn't have a lot of Bob or Coyote or Fanboy or...
No, like those characters, we didn't... Those were the kind of shortchanged characters. But honestly, this movie was about Rooster, Maverick, and a little bit of Hangman. That's about it. The other ones are there to fill out the spots, and they're still like important, but they're important for the plot, but not for the story.
And they did nice... Like sort of representation, I suppose, without poking it, shoving it in our face. You had a woman pilot.
Yeah, and nobody
being chosen.
Nobody talked. They did one joke.
Like 2 times they joked about when he called her a man because, your man, would you leave your man behind kind of thing. And he's like, I called you a man. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was a joke. But they didn't point it out otherwise.
No, and that joke worked.
Yeah. It kind of made me think of the aliens joke when Bill Paxton goes up to whatever her name is, the one girl in that team, and like, hey Vasquez, you ever mistaken for a man? And she's like, no, have you? That's pretty funny. Anyway,
joke. Yeah, no, I everything was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was pure entertainment. It was nail biting. It was exciting.
Yes.
It was action filled.
You had adrenaline. You had tears. You had oh my god,
you had all the emotions. Jokes,
great jokes, even
jokes. Yeah, and you had, because it's a Tom Cruise movie, you had amazing stunts. Where I'm pretty sure we saw every actor. I haven't looked this up, so I might just. They might just be very good green screen shots, but I'm pretty sure we saw all the actors up in the actual planes.
According to the trivia, no green screen or CGIs are involved in the aerial shots.
That is fucked.
I mean, he flies himself. We know that. Some of it.
Well, yeah, some of it.
Not all of it, obviously, but some of it.
Put a guy in a plane like that, and like, oh, you fly it now.
No. But it's his own plane being used. Towards the end.
Oh, the propeller plane. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh,
kind of thing. And he I mean, the shots, you can't, I mean, you can't fake some of those.
No.
Like when they take off, that's him.
Yes. Oh,
that is totally him. Because he's the only one they're filming also. Yeah. Taking off like that. That was a GoPro insane. In his face, basically.
Yeah. And that's also, like, talking about doing, like, old school filmmaking, like, not even that they're not using CGI, but there's not even trick photography. They just put the actors in a plane and flew away. Like, it's the next step in the Tom Cruise action man evolution.
Yes.
Last time he learned how to fly a helicopter and how to do like 300 feet spirals with a helicopter. This time, well, he learned how to fly a fighter jet. Next time, well, I heard he's going into space to film his next movie, so, Oh my god. And, well, that's also something we should talk about. How this movie is it's one of those kind of meta movies where an old actor plays an old guy, and there's a lot of like, you're too old for this, damn it.
And he's like proving them wrong.
Yeah, proving them wrong. And this is basically a movie about Tom Cruise. Constantly, like, showing everyone, like, I'm not done yet. I might be getting old, but I ain't done.
I mean, you know, when we were younger and everyone's like, oh, the ultimate cool guy and superhero dude is, Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise has become that for me, even though when he's himself, seems a bit weird and scary. But as an action hero, he is the ultimate action man for me.
Yes. I mean, for me, I mean, he's always been, I guess that, like, not Renaissance, but, like, when he started, like, pushing himself harder than he had done before. For me, it feels like it started with Mission Impossible 3. Not anything specifically in that movie, but it was just, like, that movie had a lot of action, and, they made a big thing about that. Even though he's almost, like, he's in his mid-40s, we still filmed this one long take when he runs through wherever they are, Bangkok or something. He can still do it, all the running scenes he did from when he was young. And from there, he constantly had to one-up himself. Because then, of course, in the next one, he climbed on the outside of Burj Khalifa, for real.
Right.
And in the movie after that, he literally hung on to a C-130 plane as it took off. And he hung on to it while it was like a mile up, with one wire holding on to him. And then he learned how to do halo jumps for the next Mission Impossible. And then, and of course, flying a helicopter. And then for this, he flew the fighter jet himself. Like, he is the gold standard for like, movie star.
Oh, yes.
There's no one like him anymore.
No. I mean,
we don't have any movie stars anymore like this. Like, not in his caliber. We have all the young ones who get all the attention, I guess. Like, I don't know even who. Like,
I guess Tom Holland is working his way towards becoming something like, because he does want, according to interviews, to do a lot of his own stunts. He's not allowed to because of insurance, but
Well, yeah, but wasn't he talking about taking hiatus as well?
Yeah, that's true. But we'll see about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, no, there's no one who pushes the envelope, pushes themselves to become more than what they are just for a movie.
Yeah, and there's no.
They just rely on like stuntmen or CGI nowadays.
Yeah, and there's no actor you can put their name on the poster and everyone will be like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that. Like.
Oh no, not really.
Yeah, they try sometimes. Like they try to do that with like Matthew McConaughey after his Renaissance and what's his name? Iron Man.
Downey Jr. Robert Downey
Jr. Like putting his name on Dr. Dolittle. Nobody went and saw it because they don't actually care about them.
No, they care about the characters they played.
Yeah, they care about Iron Man.
So unless he's playing Iron Man, who gives a shit?
Yeah, which is sad because he's a good actor. So not in Dr. Dolittle. I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing
I haven't seen it. I don't know
because that movie seems terrible. But still,
it's just a bad movie, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have.
He's the last of the like old guard movie stars.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still others working. I mean, Brad Pitt is doing the Bullet Train movie later this year, but he's not on the same level anymore.
No, it's like more like he's doing random projects that he like just want to be in kind of thing, not because he wants to build on his acting or he wants to act. It's just like, I need a bit of money. Throw that in kind of thing. Yes, I wanted to mention that. Miles Teller specifically is one of the young actors that I hope will get this kind of career. But in today's climate, you don't really get that. And it's unfortunate, because he definitely deserves it.
Yeah, but he hasn't made a Marvel movie, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And he's not, he didn't become humongous before Marvel existed, so...
So it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah,
such a shame.
Yeah, that's something, after... I mean, it's probably happened before, but I noticed it a lot after... Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Check out our episode on it if you want.
Oh yes,
available on all major platforms. Where they had, of course, the mid-credit scene, because there was an end-credit scene and a mid-credit scene,
Yeah.
where they introduced Charlize Theron to be the next thing for the next movie. Like, oh, you have to follow me on the thing and thing. And
One of the Eternals or something.
Yeah, she looked like one of the Eternals characters. And it was so disgusting how many things I saw on Twitter, and then I saw people talking about it in videos. How so many people were like, oh yeah, finally they got Charlize Theron. Welcome to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Charlize. And I was like, no. Because it just means it's another actress or actor that Disney swallows up, and now she'll never, she won't get out of it.
I felt
the only people who have gotten out of it
are the characters who are dead.
Yeah, but how many
even
of those?
Even all of them.
Yeah, and how many of those have you seen in like successful movies after that? I mean, we've seen them.
No.
We've seen, of course, what's his name? Chris Evans.
In what?
No, I guess that's true. But I saw he's in a trailer. He's in a new movie, a new Netflix movie called The Gray Man or something. Ryan Gosling. Looks like a standard action movie. I'm sure it'll be fine. 6.5,
Oh, right.
Yeah. Or same thing. We talked about this. I think we talked about this. Not specifically about that movie, but I mentioned Fresh. So Sebastian Stan did Fresh.
Right.
So that's like the only thing. And he was too old to make that movie anyway. He should have been like a 30-something guy, not a 40-something guy.
They should have used Miles Teller.
Yeah, well. And it was a Hulu movie, so it wasn't a big movie.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I kind of felt that way when I first saw the trailers for Eternals. I was like, that's Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie. What the hell are they doing in a Marvel movie?
Yeah. It's because they can pay you.
They're the only ones who will pay you lots of money nowadays, because they're the only ones who have lots of money nowadays.
And that's why it's so scary now that Christian Bale, who after Dark Knight Rises vowed to never make a comic book movie again.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's so much work, and because since 2005 he was basically signed up to do 3 movies and constantly made Batman stuff. But also because he didn't like the suit, which fine, But now he's playing the villain in Thor, God and Love and Thunder, or whatever it's called.
Oh, right.
And I mean, Ethan Hawke, who for a long time was very adamant about not doing movies like that because he wanted to make sure that, smaller movies still had, a chance. He gets sucked in, and he played the villain in Moon Knight. And now, like we saw, Charlize Theron is going to be in some sort of Eternals thing later, or in the next Doctor Strange movie, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, soon there won't be any actors left. And then, except for, I guess, Tom Cruise, because I don't think they will ever get him into one of these movies.
No, because he produces all his own movies. He doesn't need anyone else. He just needs himself.
Yeah, he tried once his own way and did The Mummy. And it sucked and it bombed, so he was like, fuck that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm never putting my name with you guys again.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
this movie though, going back to Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, going back, yeah.
I'm scrolling through all of the trivia while you're talking about the Marvel mess.
Yeah. Sorry about talking about Marvel again.
It's fine. But I'm like finding they have such I hope this is true, because this movie took a lot of work, and they went into it, to details to do it so authentically as possible.
Yeah.
According to IMDb trivia.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise personally designed a 3-month aviation training course for the new actors to become ready to handle riding in an F-18.
That probably happened.
Yeah. They filmed they shot more footage in this film than there were in all 3 of Lord of the Rings films.
What?
Apparently.
Okay.
It was shot with only IMAX cameras, obviously.
Only IMAX cameras?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere here.
Even most dialogue of it. Scenes. Oh, most of it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's going to be a long time before they shoot dialogue scenes with IMAX cameras because they basically sound like a diesel generator when you turn them on.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah.
Anyway. It was something like that. They used a lot of IMAX cameras.
Well, sure, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh wait, shot entirely on an IMAX certified Sony Venice 6K full frame camera.
Huh. Okay.
And of course,
IMAX
specially
certified.
developed versions of those to be shot in the cockpit sequences.
Right. Oh, so it's probably shot digitally then.
Yeah.
Because it was 6K, yeah, that makes sense. Because I read something where it was a 6K, yeah.
Yeah.
Because real IMAX cameras that shoot on film, as the big large format film, they like ba 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 when you roll them. So, okay, but that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
So, a lot of the scenes in the jets were filmed by the person sitting in the jet. They had to turn the camera on and off. They had to fix their own sound and makeup and shit sometimes.
Because you can't fit a cameraman in there.
No,
you can
they just have
fit
to
a person in there.
Okay, you need to film this and this and this, and they'll be up in the air for hours, and then they come down with the footage, and if it's good, it's good. If it's not, then they'll have to start over, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they put so much work into it. And it shows.
Yeah, it shows. This is what it looks like when you actually put effort into your movie. When you don't just when you don't have all the fight scenes like mocked up 3 years in advance and then just slather on CGI in when you're finished with the movie. This is what it looks like when you actually take care to make sure you have chemistry between your characters. You choreograph your scenes. You work on the script for a long time. Because they'd worked on the script for a long time, even though that's not the most important thing. But you just to make sure that everything works, everything clicks.
Like Tom Cruise apparently mentioned that he was planning on doing a sequel back in 2000.
Yeah,
on like a talk show.
And I know that this project, in earnest, had properly started pre-production in 2012.
Yeah,
and then it was postponed a bunch because Tony Scott died, and then we had the pandemic, and
Yeah.
So, this is what it looks like when you actually put effort into your movie. And, I mean, I don't know if this is, like, a good thing or a bad thing or whatever you want to say. It also, it shows that you can make a much better movie for a lot less money. Like, this was by no means a cheap movie.
Oh, no.
But it only, with huge quotation marks on it, only cost $170 million.
I mean, a lot of that money went probably towards being able to have these flights, these jets, these planes and boats and shit.
And then you can take out about 20 to 30 million and give this directly to Tom Cruise. But
oh yes, of course.
The rest. But
I mean, considering what they got, that is not a lot of money for what they made.
Yeah, compare it to like Avengers Endgame, which cost like $300 million to make, or fucking Pirates,
which is purely CGI.
Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever the last one was called, the fifth one, Salazar's Revenge was called in Sweden. You know that one,
which
is like the most expensive movie ever made. It cost like over $300 million to make, and that is a piece of shit. This movie cost half, and that's a lot of money, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's so well made. This is on a macro scale shows once again that the budget doesn't matter.
No,
you can
it's
make
the
a
craft
good movie for less money.
It.
Yeah.
You just need to have the passion and the will to actually produce a good movie.
Yeah.
Despite costs.
Yeah. And to I guess to top this off, because I think we're kind of done here.
Yeah, I can't praise this movie enough. This is just
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
What I loved so much about this was that there was no sequel bait.
Oh yes.
I mean, the only thing you could say is, well, it didn't kill him off, so he technically could make another one. But no, like the story was over. This was
this was a contained story.
Yeah, because when Maverick and Rooster hugged and they reconciled, and like he forgave him for not killing Goose, but being part of why Goose died, why his dad died,
and then sheltering him from becoming what he wanted to become.
Exactly. That was like, and that's even for someone who's not a big fan of the original movie, that was like 36 years of like, not angst, but like pent up feelings and
you got closure.
It was closure, yeah.
36 years later, but it was closure.
Yeah, and not for me, because I didn't see it until a few years ago. But you felt it in Maverick. You felt it in Tom Cruise's character.
You felt he was done.
He could finally, like Iceman talked about, he could finally let go. Yeah, it was so good.
The more we talk about it, the more I want to go see it again, like tomorrow. I'm in love, I think. I can honestly say the more we talk about it, the better this movie gets. It's the best movie I've ever seen, probably, at this point. I can't think of another movie that is better than this right now.
No, and
I mean, of course, I'm like high on adrenaline from it, because you do get an adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah.
Like hell.
Oh, yeah.
But
Then because like I said, this is not my favorite movie of this year, but it's definitely up there. But
this is what you felt for The Northman?
Yes, because I mean, oh my god, that movie for me, that's the best movie I've seen. I've seen that movie 3 times in the cinema, and this, like, I don't, at least not immediately, don't have like this feeling like, oh, I gotta go back and see Top Gun. Like, I'm cool for now, but I'm definitely gonna check it out again, like on Blu-ray or whatever, maybe even in cinemas.
This is gonna be what the Fast movies were for me for like half of my life.
Yeah, until they started sucking.
Yeah, like just watching them to just be there, basically.
Yeah.
I could probably have this movie on loop for a week without getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I'm gonna go to sleep, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
it's just
it's that good, people. This is a ringing endorsement from both of us.
Yes, and Svensk Film, or whatever you're called nowadays, Filmstaden. If you want a proper podcast made about how good this movie was, call us.
Yeah, we'll license this episode for you.
Yes.
But that, I think that's
we're just gonna start gushing more and more about the same things. Please, for the love of God, go watch this movie. If you do anything that we've ever said, do this.
Yeah.
See this movie, please.
And if you're only watching one movie this year, make it The Northman.
No, fuck
but
no.
If you're only watching 2 movies,
no.
Yeah, this and The Northman. Yeah.
This one. Top Gun Maverick is a masterpiece in my eyes.
Yeah. But that's gonna have to be it.
Yes.
Enough gushing. Thank you so much for listening. And like we said in the beginning, if you wanna listen to episodes in advance, and if you wanna get exclusive episodes, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. And for just $3 a month, you will get all the perks. There are higher tiers, of course, or lower tiers if you want to, but the $3 tier is the best tier. So check that out. But other than that, what are we doing next? Do we have something on the docket?
I mean, we have the Monday episode for Patreon. We do have that one.
Oh, and that is?
It is Oblivion.
Oh, right.
Another
Kaczynski, yeah.
Kaczynski
movie.
Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if we actually have a plan for...
No, we haven't planned for
this
June.
This is as far as we got, I think.
So we'll see what happens in June, because I think this is the last episode for this month.
Yes, that's
true. It is. Yeah.
So
anyway,
yeah, we'll see what happens in June.
We'll keep you updated.
Check out the socials to find out.
Yes, and there are links to those as well. There's a link tree. So once again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.